Ted Cruz is stealing a march on Ron Paul for the Tea Party vote. There was just a meeting in New Hampshire last week of the leadership of the Tea Party and a lot of local people in New Hampshire. And there were a whole bunch of speakers, but the main ones were Ted Cruz and Ron Paul, who spoke one right after the other to the gathering. Cruz did much better than Paul. And the news reports indicate that while there was no vote, people were pretty unanimous in the feeling that Cruz had won. But whether he won or lost, this highlights the difficulties Paul is going to have and the opportunities Cruz is going to have as they look forward to 2016. Ron Paul is really trying to found a new political movement around a new agenda. His speech emphasized fighting opposition to drone strikes, opposition to the NSA eavesdropping and surveillance, his concern about excessive criminalization of pot possession and sales, his opposition to indeterminate sentences for those who are being held on terrorism charges, and a whole range of civil liberties, libertarian attacks on the Obama administration. And while most of these positions, possibly except for the terrorism one, resonate with a great many people on the right, they're not a pre-existing constituency. They're one that he has to cobble together. And the problem is that the two big issues that unite the right on this stuff are abortion and national security. And Rand Paul kind of can't go there on either of those. On abortion, he's pro-life, but only somewhat so. And the libertarian theme that he pushes contradicts his pro-life position. And he's got a very tough problem. His dad was pro-choice, and it was a lot easier for him. And secondly, while Rand doesn't go as far as his father did in opposing foreign intervention, he's leaning against it. And therefore, it's very hard for him to appeal to the national security Republicans that are an important part of the conservative wing of the party. Now, Ted Cruz had no such problems. He's not trying to forge a new movement. He's trying to capture an existing one. And his speech dealt mainly with repealing Obamacare, lifting federal regulation, and enhancing national security and strengthening the U.S. posture abroad. And that won broad support from the Tea Party groups and from many of the conservative groups. So you have, basically, as I've always said, party nominations are like the Wimbledon tennis tournament. There are quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And right now, the quarterfinal we're focusing on is for the conservative nomination to compete with a moderate Republican for the Republican nomination. And the two big contestants in that now are Cruz and Paul. And it looks like in the early going, Cruz has seized a bit of a lead in that. Now, a disclaimer, Ted Cruz was my client when he ran for the Senate, so we can't just take that into account. But I'm trying to be impartial in this. Thanks a lot for watching.